Can I ask you about Juan Lilo? I hope I pronounced his name right. Juan Lilo?
Okay.
He obviously came in after Mikel left. You waited until the summer to bring him in. Could you just explain what your relationship is like with him, how it developed, and what he's brought to Manchester City? And also, what was it like when your Barcelona team beat Almeria 8-0 and he left the club? What was it like beating a former manager, a colleague and an inspiration in a game like that? How did you feel?
As a friend of mine from a long time ago, finally we can work together. It was a dream, and now a dream come true. His knowledge of the game is overwhelming. So he sees something that few people in the world, me included, is not able to see it. He helped me to be more calm. I'm a guy sometimes express too much my feelings, and he makes me feel more calm to read better the situations. I would love he could able to speak better English that he speaks to communicate more on the pitch with the players, but maybe he needs time. He helps me a lot. And I would say with Rod as well. We make a good group of backroom staff. Rodo is since the day one also is here, and he helps me a lot in organization, the training sessions, and even in the game, seeing what happened. Because I need big help. I need big help for something I'm not able to see, to watch. That's why they are here. That's why I said before with Mikel, before with Dome, and before with Tito Villanova. I need their advices. I need their support and see something like I'm not able to watch. So that's why it's so important and help me, especially to me, to understand, to control my emotions and see something like I'm not able to see.
And could I ask you about that defeat for Almeria when he was in charge of Almeria and Barca won 8-0? It was a very difficult time for him. He must have forgiven you that result.
Of course, it's forgiven. So football, you leave this kind of situation. I have to say something. If I will have trained in that moment in Almeria, he was training in Barcelona, I would have defeated 8-0. So he knows perfectly, maybe better than me, that because he fought in maybe teams that was not lucky like I had in my career, like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and now Man City. That depends on the quality of the players, not like we can do. So it's more than forgotten.
Thanks, Pep.
Thank you, Simon. Next up, Steve Bates.
Good afternoon, Pep. Just a couple of things. One, I was just wondering if this season and all its problems has challenged you as a manager more than any other season in your career. I know you've obviously managed some big clubs. You know, Barcelona. You've been at many times, Bayern Munich, but you've never quite faced a situation. Nobody has like this. And I was just wondering if that has challenged you personally, and you've had to, kind of change your thinking in any way, or just to get through it, and how proud you'll be if you're successful at the end of it.
I would say that all the managers, all the clubs, is a big challenge this season. So it's weird for everyone. So I'm surprised that in this uncertain moments, in certain periods for our lives, be consistent like we have been. I didn't expect it, honestly. So it's a surprise. That's why I said before. So losing in Anfield, we had been in 4 points. And 10 days later, we are in 16 points, specifically from Liverpool. So football can change and everything. And that's why I'm surprised for the quality for the team to be consistent, especially it's happened because Fernandinho and captains create an incredible mood on the team. They respect each other a lot. And it's a challenge for everyone, not just for us. It's everyone, not just for the managers, for all around the world, for all ourselves. It's an uncertain and weird and difficult situations. That's why you have to be more patient. Juanma helps me a lot to be more patient, to be calm in the bad moments. So he said to me many times, it's going to change. Everyone is going to lose games. So be calm. Read what we have to do to get him better. And that help us. That help us to the players know exactly what you have to do. We don't change any game the way we want to do what we want to do. It doesn't matter the opponents. It doesn't matter the system they face. We try to to do what we have done in the last years, in this year especially. And no more secrets than that.
And also, Pep, just finally from me, because your team plays at such a high level and has done not just this season for a few years, and this time of year is a time when maybe Cheeky is doing planning for the summer with you and the owners, and planning what you might do in the summer, because you have to plan ahead. Because the team is playing at such a high level, Pep, does that mean it's harder to bring new players in, because there's no point bringing a player who can only reach, is only as good as you've got? I presume you want to improve, so bringing somebody in, they have to be better, but that narrows down the pool of players to such a minute sort of percentage of players. So does it make it hard when your team plays this well to get new people in?
What I believe, all the players that we have deserve to stay here for many years. The quality that they have is exceptional, so there's no doubts. But year by year, the situation is different, because there are players that accept some roles and there are players don't accept it. It's not about the quality. It's about accept. Sometimes you don't play, or sometimes for a short time they can keep it, and sometimes they cannot keep it longer. In that moment, that these players has to leave. And that's why the players has to be removed, like the same with the managers, the same sometimes backroom staff. We had here physios and people who were delighted to have him, and they decide to move on to Liverpool, 2 of them. So the situations happen. So for a short time, when we are all together involved, everyone's fine. But there are players, because for age, for the personality that they are, like the education that they have, for many reasons, they accept all the roles. And other ones, they don't accept it. And when they play, it's perfect, but they don't play, always is a problem with the team. And these players, they have to think, they have to reflect, they have to speak with their agents and with the club and decide the best for themselves, especially, and for the club as well. That's why next season, I don't know what's going to happen, because in certain moments involved for everything, but now, of course, is not the moment. I didn't think 1 second about that in the right moment. That's why Cheeky it is. And at the end of the season, we are going to think about what is the best for the next seasons.
Thank you, Steve. And Jonathan Northcroft.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
I'm just hoping you might be able to explain something for me first. I saw some numbers that suggest that your team is doing less pressing than before, but the pressing that you're doing is much more effective than ever. I just wondered if you could explain, as a coach, if this is a strategy, and is this part of what you said earlier about how you have to run, but run in the right moment?
I didn't read I think the big data about the kilometers or we're doing more or less than the previous seasons. So like you said, Jonathan, so it's be effective when you run. You run, and you are not effective. The ball is quicker. The players, the opponents are better. And you can run like a marathon, and you will not take the ball. Like I am pretty sure you cannot take the ball if you make an endurance season, or you go 100% the actions, or you cannot take the ball. But we can talk about this a little bit, but we are more concerned, 80% or 90% of our talks is about keep the ball. It's about how you do with the ball, no, without the ball. And without the ball, you have to do it. And tomorrow, for example, on Sunday, we have to be so precise, so correct, so brilliant, and so powerful mentally to take the ball, Arsenal. Because I think alongside with a few other teams, not much, is a team that can keep the ball better than the other ones. That's why we have to keep as much as possible. We have to run in the right moment, the right tempo as best as possible to keep the ball and try to let them run more than run behind them, knowing that is going to happen. But all the time we run to take the ball, to keep the ball as much as possible. So I never thought, or I never considered the players to put on the pitch just to follow the opponent. We have to do it when the opponent is better. But we do it this to keep the ball, to make the opponent run behind us, because what they decide to be a football players is to keep the ball, to play with the ball. And I want to come back to the amateur feeling that they enjoy playing football because there is the ball. Sometimes you have to run, but not like a main target as a team.
Thanks, Pep. And I just want to go back to Juanma as well. I found it very interesting what you were saying about him. And I remember Rafa Benitez once saying that maybe the best coach in the league is someone who is in the 4th division. And we don't know. We always look at the top guys at the big clubs, but maybe never the guys who are doing an incredible job somewhere. Is he an example of that, that he maybe didn't do the big clubs, but actually has always been an incredible coach?
Absolutely. So you have to say that Juanma, in the case of Juanma, he trained with a 22 or 20, I don't know, early age, 25, 26. He was already in first division in Spain. So he has a huge experience to train in the huge team in Colombia, for example, in a national team assistant coach from Chile. So have an incredible bad experience. But I completely agree. So the big success managers, because we are in a top clubs, in a top players. We cannot success. We cannot win Premier Leagues and Ligas. And the other ones that we are not surrounded in a big clubs and a big. Only all the time I said the same. We were lucky. We were lucky to be promoted, to give the hand to train a big clubs. But of course, there are top managers in the Premier League, in the Championship, in the low divisions. Like they are incredible, well prepared. They have incredible ideas. They have incredible methodology and a good speech. They convince the players. But at the end, we cannot score goals. We cannot do it. They have to do it. That's why I have huge respect for all the. I am a big fan for the low divisions. That's why when we play in Carabao Cup, FA Cup for low divisions, more committed I am for to do it well, because they deserve it. They deserve to be serious and compete against them. Absolutely.
Thank you, Jonathan. Next we go to Russell Stoddart.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Hi. Watching that game against Everton in midweek, particularly the second half performance, which was so dominant and so good, and some of the performances recently, and comparing it to the 100-point season, is this is the form just now the best form that you've had since you came to City?
In 98, no. This season we are not going to get 100 points. That it was the best season. By far, the numbers speak for itself. No one has done 100 points. That means it was brilliant. But even the second league that we won, we make 98 points. We make incredible games, football games too. So to win the Premier League, you have to be a lot of consistent and be so dominant to win in this league. So we have been doing this the last 2 months, incredible well. But I said, in the springtime, no one is champion, and we are here to. At the end, we'll get the credit that honestly we deserve if we are champion. If don't, it's just a short part of the season. So the Premier League is not 2 months. Premier League is 10 months, and still we have 2 or 3 or 4 months still to play.
Okay, guys, last couple of questions. We've got one from Fred Caldera.
Hi, Pep. We've always known the qualities of Fernandinho as a leader of the squad.
I like your mustache, Fred.
Oh, thank you very much.
You are so attractive, sexy.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just I used to have a beard, but now it's just a lockdown. But yeah, Fernandinho has been a leader for your squad for years and years, and especially this season as the first captain. You say many times that he has been showing incredible skills, and you just talked about the importance of the backroom staff. Do you see on him the qualities to be a coach in the future, part of a coaching staff, or even to be a manager if it's part of his plans to be there?
You cannot make a good things during one season. You have a strong karma or strong something like you cannot define. Like it's impossible. You cannot realize being outside. Even being inside, sometimes you are not realized. Something like everyone push to get in better and do it better and be happy for the results when you are not involved. And that belongs to the captains. So Juanma said to Fernandinho, so the locker room and everything happen must be lit for you, for your captains. We cannot be involved. So because at the end, it will be a moment like if they take a penalty, a free kick, a decision must be made. If they are not used to take a decision to do what they have to do, and after that, they will not take a good decision. They are wanting to do it. So that's why we have to. That's why Fernandinho was brilliant since the beginning. Was brilliant. on and off the pitch.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fred. Jamie Jackson.
Oh, hi, Pep. Is it a silly question to wonder if Kevin De Bruyne has a challenge to get back into the team? I mean, is it silly because this is Kevin De Bruyne, a brilliant player? I'm just thinking how well you're playing, how well Ilkey's playing. Does he face a bit of a challenge, or does he just sort of walk straight back in?
Everyone has a challenge. Everyone. But we cannot forget this incredible run of games. Kevin was there. So we have not done these incredible things on 100 points, on 98 points without him. So he was there, part of there. But of course, it's a challenge. He has to play good. That is what we need. That is what I want. That's what he wants, and that's what we need. So, and the competition is so healthy, so healthy. Today in this schedule, crazy schedule at 11 games, 11 months, playing every 3 days. We don't have one long week since, I don't know, 7 months, 8 months. And when finish the season, they go to the national teams. Everyone's for the European national team in summertime. And after 2-3 weeks later, come back again. And after 11 months again, every 3 days, and more games in the Champions League in the next seasons, and more everything. So there is not human being, mentally, physicality to maintain. So that's why it's so good. Like one player is out for injury or because my decision, and seeing his mate playing good and winning games, that is the best way to be competitor. That is the best way. I cannot handle be competitor a team like everyone knows. It doesn't matter what happened, I'm going to play. They have to play good to stay in the team, because they know when they are not playing good, they are no chance to stay in the team. And when they're playing good, they will have to chance once and twice and third. That's for sure.
Thank you, Jamie. Last question from Natalie.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Still about Fernandinho. You mentioned him a few times in your press conferences, and even though he didn't play as much as compared to previous seasons, how influential he can be on the daily basis. And a director from a Brazilian club mentioned that he could be in the coaching staff, City's coaching staff, when his contract expires at the end of the season. So I wanted to check on that with you. Thank you.
Well, we didn't think about that, so I don't know what's going to happen in his future. Of course, he can be a manager. He decided, and maybe he should take my position and be a first manager. Joking apart, so I think when you are a captain with more than 30 years old, 33, 34, you have to understand the role. You have to understand it. You have to fight to play, but he's not able right now, like he was in the first season, like play during 2-3 weeks. Every single game, every 3 days. Rodri, especially just for his age, that was the reason why he can do it. Fernandinho don't. And Fernandinho, for the day one, is able. He want to play every game because he's a huge competitor. But he understood perfectly that the minute has to play. Playing Cheltenham, for example, one of the toughest games we had in the last 2 months, and was the incredible example for all of us. And when you have these examples, everything is easier. When you have some point of view age, you cannot pretend to be like you were with 24, 25 years old. Time it's passed for everyone. So I'm not the same guy like we have 30 or 37 when I start. Being a manager completely different. So football players the same. And that showed me how wise, how smart he is when one player understands this. Knowing that we need him on the pitch, of course, is not just a figure for off the pitch, on the pitch as well. And I'm pretty sure when we need him, always he will be ready. He will be ready to help us.